You think the bitches are great because you're fucking seasonal. Nigga, you can't be seasonal. Niggas got, this shit's 24 hours a day.
Kingz. You're listening to the Kingz Podcast with your hosts, Karizmatik, Irish O'Neal, and Moush.
Fighting is my second nature. So I just picked him right up and threw him right in the trash and walked out the door. Never mess with me again. No, because like I'm not like I think I just like first off I just showed you your trash.
Mm-hmm. Literally.
Oh, you got picked up by a 6th grader and dumped in like you're lucky no one saw it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
only you and your brother. You're lucky only you and your brother saw it. Like and I didn't make it a big thing. He left me the hell alone. For the rest of the time he knew me. He doesn't bother me at all. I see him, it's high. You know, we cool.
Amazing.
I literally so that was the older kid that tried to pick on me. That only happened once. I had 3.
So like the end of middle school was really, really influential in your life.
It was huge. I beat up I had 3 white bullies. 3 of them. And I specify white because that was a big learning thing for me too. Up until that point, white men have always only been really nice to me. I have another man in my life that I call my second father. He's my father's business partner at the time. White guy, long hair, like just like Irish. Honestly, you got like same exact like little thin here.
Funny how history repeats itself.
Honestly,
Hair's
but
not
like
thin, God damn it! It's a widow's peak. It's a sign of intelligence.
well, he got that widow's peeking too, like peeking all the way to the back of his head.
I have a 4-head. Look, I fit 4
A
fingers.
6 head, a 7 head, an
4.
8 head,
and I have tiny hands. It's really not that bad.
So
all of you
up
people.
until that point, like he's been one of the nicest people throughout my life. So they've been nothing but good. This had taught me that all people aren't colors; they're just people. You know, so I don't like that. I never judge people by their color because I always had that juxtaposition. I've used that word a lot. Yeah, my
It's a
life has
great
just
word.
been
Well,
just juxtaposition.
now you're
Literally,
overusing
That's really
it.
true.
no, like I'm coming upon that right now. My life has literally just been 2 sides of the fence. America, Africa, like literally that contrast. Being an introvert in elementary school and forcing myself to become an extrovert in high school. Not being able to hang out with girls and then, you know, taking the opposite approach of hanging out with them solely. I did not, like, besides playing basketball in high school, I did not hang out with, like, I had my guy friends. We'd talk every once in a while, hang out during lunch, but, like, there were 2 girls that I walked around with all the time. I was not hanging with the guys. That was not my MO. Everybody thought I was fucking these girls. I could not. They were way out of my league. But they give me their attention, so I was cool.
Yeah.
Some guys need to just learn to live with that. She gives you attention. Sometimes that's all the win you can get. Live with it.
Yeah, but
But
you gotta
yeah.
be okay with it.
You
know?
Why not? Some people just give you attention. Your guy friends just give you attention.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't just have some girlfriends that can just give you attention.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Right.
But but as you can tell, like I've learned these lessons several times over, and all it has done is solidified my opinions. And so that's why they always sound so thought out. Is because I've literally had every chance in my life to go back and try and rewrite things just by doing it a different way.
That's
the
pretty
second
rare,
time
and
it
that's
comes
a
across.
great way to think about it too.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so high school, and at this point, did you have a girlfriend? Did you not have
No,
a
still
girlfriend?
could not figure them out.
Okay, so
Yep,
then you
nope.
As far
graduate,
as-
you go to college. What happens?
College. It's not exactly like it's not the winning story either. It's more learning, more
Yeah.
hard learning. So like I was so if you think that you're just gonna get girls because you're an athlete, no, like not the case. I was a high-ranking athlete in the state as well, and it still never worked out. So by the time I got to college, I was like, all right, college athlete. You know, I've seen all the movies. This is about to be fun. You know. First 2 years, yeah. First year and a half, actually, didn't get shit. Nothing happened. You know, I'm still being respectful and all that. My approach hasn't really panned out.
What was your approach?
Nice guy, be friend.
Super nice guy. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
your friend, and I'm gonna try and turn that into let's go out. but I could never round the corner into asking them out because they'd always pick up a boyfriend in the meantime.
Okay.
You know? So,
Okay.
at a certain point, about a year and a half into college, I decide I'm just going to start taking swings.
Mhm.
You know? So there was this girl that I was feeling from, like, back home.
Mhm.
I grew up in Randolph, Massachusetts. And so, like, I was really into her. And, like, finally get a night where all me and my boys were hanging out, and she comes over with some of her girls.
Mhm.
All right, cool. So maybe something happens. And my guys know I like her. So, like, they leave us alone, apparently. They find every chance they can to try and like, filter out of the room. So they filter out of the room, and, you know, shit ends up happening. It wasn't the most successful night.
Okay.
Yeah. You never know how large you are until you learn how large you are. Like, so, yeah. And for it being my first time, it's kind of like a bull in a china shop.
That's how my dad describes himself after his divorce.
Cause like, cause no, honestly, no. Cause no, this is way, mine's way worse.
I know. I understand. Go on.
Because literally, like we're trying, like the lights are out, whatever. I'm trying the entire night. I'm trying to get in, like for hours straight. I'm just trying to get in. She's wet and everything, but like I'm too big. Like, and I'm trying to figure this shit out. I'm like, how is this? Is this happens? How does this happens? So like after like hours and frustration of like only being able to like get the tip in. And like not being able to get
and it starts hurting, right?
Yeah,
it's like it's so tight.
Like at this point,
You're like I'm going to break this. It literally is gonna tear.
We tried like until we were both sore. So like we end up going to sleep. I wake up and I'm alone, and the lights are on, and the sheets are red. Yeah,
Ooh.
That's when I learned, yo.
No. That's happened.
Yeah, it can't be a bull in a china shop. You gotta kind of figure out
first
if
time
you.
as well, or no?
No, it wasn't her first time.
Okay.
I later found out that she had been with one of my friends. Had I known that, I'm not into
Are you
that.
sure you didn't re-break her hymen?
Bro,
You sure broke the first time?
Huh?
Mine did not break the first time.
Wow, shallow fucking or terrible dick, tiny dick. Oh my god. Wow.
Look all day.
Yeah.
All the same, all of it. Like that's awful.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get to my origin episode eventually.
But yeah, that was my first experience. So wasn't a triumph. Definitely wasn't a triumph.
Okay. But you got back up on the saddle. Tried again.
Yeah, that took another like year and a half.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, for me to actually. So like at this point, I decided that like, yo, instead of trying to be friends with these girls, like I'm just gonna be a savage. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna talk to like 5 at the same time and like see which ones filter down. So at this point, like as soon as I decide I'm gonna do that, I have 2 girls I'm talking to. And like
it's the energy you put out in the world.
You know what I'm saying? It was literally like I started like my confidence was at a different level because like I'm not coming at it from this timid perspective anymore. It's now confidence the whole way, and I'm exuding this confidence. Like I don't care what you say. So like I'm getting turned down, but like I'm doing it with a smile. Like, and at this point, like I start giving a fuck. I start letting who I am on the inside out. So like if I'm dancing in the car and someone catches on, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, you want to dance with me? I get in. Like, so like I'm meeting girls on the road. I'm meeting girls and like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so I'm talking to these 2 girls. And they I'm just an honest person, you know. So I let them both know that I was talking to another chick. I'm like, yo, I just want like straight up. I'm talking to this other girl, blah blah blah. They're like, all right, cool. And that's when I learned I learned a lot in that instance. Like I was actually straight up honest with the first 2 girls that I was actually in like a situationship with, and both of them were very cool about it.
Nice. And how old were you at this point?
I was 23, 22, 23.
Okay.
So like it's not a success story by any means.
But
so
everybody has their own success, so
yeah,
it's fine.
I mean, plus it was the origin.
Yeah.
So at that point, I decide that I like one more than the other, and plus the other one's not getting stopped. I feel like her attention's being taken somewhere else. So I cut ties with that one. But yeah, I ended up having a really great relationship with the other for a long time, of where like we have girlfriends and things like that. And now like I have a pickup. And sorry, not now. At those times, I had like a pickup partner. We go out, we pick up girls together, or I go out and I do my own thing and come back home, and then we do our thing and stuff like that. Like, just those instances of being able to, you know, having. I think also it's because it worked out too in that order. Exuding the confidence and having that end up with two on the line, and then having the two on the line, and then having them both cool with it. So at every stance, because I'm putting out the confidence, I'm learning that possibilities are endless for the most part.
Also, you're very lucky that they were cool with it. Not a lot of girls.
I was very lucky. Yeah.
I feel like that's a little sprinkle of luck and circumstance.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I think I give off an energy that might be the type of woman I attract. Okay. Because very well could be. One thing that a lot of people say to me is that like they're surprised anytime they hear that I'm dating anyone. They're like, I don't see you as a person that can be pinned down. And maybe these women understand that coming in.
Well, also I feel like the 3 principles. Like I feel like you already do those things innately. Like you're already confident. You're like when you decide to be savage. You're already honest. You told these women how it is in a confident way. And obviously, like, that you got their attention because of your social intelligence anyways. So, like, that makes sense. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, but, like, it's interesting because we bring up these principles, and we often bring up Patrice O'Neal because he ends up with having a lot of the same perspectives. And I found it funny because by the time I stumbled upon Patrice O'Neal, it was kind of like, yo, how does he see the world the exact same way I see it? How does a man that like lived years before me without the same experiences end up upon the same conclusions? And like it's funny to just keep finding out more about him and learning more similarities because
well, and then you start noticing other guys that have the same mentality. Like you start like just recognizing them and gravitating towards them and shit too. Like it just because it starts clicking for you. Like, oh, these guys got it too. It's like it's literally like almost like a Matrix thing. Like the breaking point. It's literally like you take that pill and it's like you wake up and you're like, oh shit, now I get it.
See, I liken it to like playing. I used to play AAU basketball coming up, and AAU happens every weekend. On almost every street corner in almost every city, but nobody knows what the fuck is going on. But once you join AAU, you're able to see the other AAU events. It's like being let into a whole new world. Like it's like, oh shit, there are a lot of cars parked in that parking lot. Wait, what's going on? Oh, AAU event. You're able to put together all these small pieces and put like, it's like being let in on a joke.
I think also, and again, we generalize on this podcast, so I'm going to generalize in this statement. You guys will obviously tell me if you disagree. But do you feel like a lot of the times people who have this mentality, like already, like you talked about how can Patrice have the same mentality or like Irish or somebody like?
Well, he still sort of grew into it because you know what I mean. It's
what I mean is like I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry.
So do you feel like when like those people, if you look at them and you say what do they all have in common? Do you feel like they all might have had either a non-traditional upbringing, like as far as our society is right now, or do you find the opposite? Because a lot of the times, in my opinion, as far as the people who I've met so far who have this mentality that they're already implementing, they might have grown up with a conservative mentality, but once they like got into the real world and realized there are other opinions that you can have, sometimes it shifts a little bit.
I think you'll find more often than not with guys, it's the typical story, like exactly what Karizmatik's describing, because mine is similar, where it's, you know, you try the whole, you know, how you were taught to be a gentleman, be nice, and like, and you try that for a long time, but you never really get any play being the nice guy, and you're like, man, I do all this nice stuff, I sacrifice a bunch.
So do you think it's a personality thing more than an upbringing
but it's like
thing?
No, I think that it takes a guy getting to a certain point where they're just so they've just fucking you. I don't want to say you get like you're like sick of women, but it's like you get to a point where you're just like you're so fed up that like I'm being nice, I'm doing all the right things. Why the fuck isn't this working at all? And then you just finally you're like, well, fuck it. You get to a point where you're just like, I don't care. Yeah. It's like, and it's like that same thing with anything where it's like with with comedy, or like if you think like performing, when you're like you get that like nervousness, and you're like, it's like that stops kind of happening the more you get to the point where you're like, oh, I don't give a fuck, like fuck these people, like, oh, what, I gotta be nervous to impress these people, like fuck. And that's kind of the mentality. It's like you just guys that get, when they get that mentality, they have that. It takes some event or a series of events where they finally go like, and they wake up and break through the other side, and they're like, oh, like fuck jumping through those hoops. I'm gonna do what the fuck I'm gonna do, and then they can come join me in that or not. I don't give a fuck.
I actually see that sounds stupid, but like I literally came to the decision in my head that like, yo, fuck it. If I can't get a girl, I have enough female friends. I'll just interact with them and I'll pay for hookers.
Yeah.
Facts.
I said fuck it. I said fuck it. Absolutely fuck it.
Which guess what? Patrice also, for a long time, because part of his breakthrough was he was paying to go to Brazil, and he would like hang out with these hookers and stuff. And then he was like, man, he's like, why am I paying all this money, 13 hours on fucking planes to go to Brazil to be with these women? He's like, oh, it just like he started being like, well, I'm gonna make women have to fucking like be like this if they're going to fuck with me.
Yes.
Like holding them accountable, because this is a big thing that guys do all the time. Is we're so like, oh, we want to please you, we want pussy, blah blah blah. Is that we'll just agree with you when really we should, even if it means taking the L, like teach you a lesson. And it doesn't even necessarily need to be harsh, but it's like us just like yes manning you does a disservice to women.
Yes, I believe in teaching the lesson.
So subjectively, I know that we talk to mostly males on this podcast, but just because I'm here, do you feel?
Reason. Just fucking with you.
For lots of good reasons.
No, fucking with you.
I feel like, so you say that. I understand what you mean by that, because I understand the mentality. But for our viewers that are female that don't necessarily either agree or understand because they've been put in those positions, like, I do all the right things, I'm a good girlfriend, I'm nice, all these things, and they still get fucked over by a guy.
You see,
do you think that it's still the guy's fault, or do you think the girl needs to change her mentality?
No. I think there are deeper questions. So for me, there are deeper questions that need to be asked.
Okay.
To her, what is she's doing all the right things?
Wait, just to recap, you're saying a chick is doing all the right things, yet she still gets fucked over by a guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are all the right things?
So just take whatever you did, and you got fucked over by a female, blah, 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 flip it and just say that you still did all those things as a female, all the, like, quote-unquote right things.
So when you say she's doing all the right things, she's fucking me as much as I want, she's not bugging me when I want to do the things I want to do, she's not adding stress to my life, anything like that, but then I still decide, like, fuck, can I leave her?
Yeah, I never see a situation. I've never
It's happened to me. That's why I'm asking.
And like I would have to, like, I know you, and I'm a completely I would completely go back to this. I have very few biases. I can't say that I'm completely unbiased. I have very few biases, and I have to ask him questions before I believe you.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
So I like.
We'll get into that on my episode.
One side of the fence, so I will never make a conclusive decision on that until I hear his side, because I need to ask him, because I've run into many women that think they're hitting all the things on my checklist.
Okay.
And they're not. They're hitting a lot of things that are very important, but they're not even at the top 3 things on my checklist. So you lose.
Yeah.
And I keep telling you what these things are, but you keep thinking you're doing the right thing and keep doing whatever you're doing.
So I find that the problem lies when you're, quote unquote, like you saying, you're telling whatever female what you need, and they're not listening to you. I find that a lot of the times, it's like pulling teeth. I need to find out what you need. You know what I mean? With like in past relationships and things like that. And I know a lot of other females that feel that same way. So when we're talking to mostly males, like we said on this podcast, but I want to just like be clear that also
you know what that is though? That's a guy that hasn't broken through the other side yet, because he's still
a boy.
He's afraid to give you medicine, because that'll mean you being upset, you not giving him pussy, you leaving him, and then him having to start at ground zero.
So
trying
it
to
is
get
the
pussy
guy's
again.
fault.
It's always the guy's fault.
Okay.
Yep. But I just wanted to come at doing all the right things.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of girls that they'll maintain house life and all that type of shit. But like, you broke up with him because he fucked someone else. Why weren't you fucking him? So like you're mad about him fucking someone else, but you're doing everything else except for fucking him, and he goes and fucks. You didn't see that going to happen in every guy's head. That's an eventual. Every guy's like, he's gonna cheat on you. He's gonna cheat on you. He loves you, but he's gonna cheat on you.
I can't wait to get to my episode because I could get into this more, but I don't want to take away from your
and even
thing.
still, he could still want where it goes into his fault too. Is that it's like he might just want some other pussy.
Yeah,
but
if you want strange,
but
just say that.
But that's incumbent on him to say so and not just act upon it.
It's his job to figure himself out, not for you to be his mom.
So
he should know who he is coming in.
That I learned, like, let's just say he does want some strange, or like he does want other pussy, or whatever the case may be. As a woman, if you're not okay with that, or if you can't pick up the signs, fucking leave.
Well, if you can't pick out the signs, you wouldn't know to leave.
Yeah, but like if you can and you see them, you don't have to stay. It's a choice to be in a relationship.
Every relationship's a choice. Friendships, relationships.
And I don't want to be with anyone who doesn't want to be with me, which took me up until my previous relationship to figure that out.
Yeah. And like just because someone's with you does not mean that like they might not want strange. Doesn't mean they might not want frivolous shit. Doesn't mean that they might not want this or that, but like especially with a guy, like he could have his favorite basketball, right? I feel like I'm using someone else's analogy. I am. So his favorite basketball, but I'm using different words. It could be on the shelf. He never touches it for years. Immediately, someone goes to touch his basketball. He's like, yo, that's my basketball. Don't touch it. You're gonna take my ball. You can't take my ball.
Yeah.
Can't take my ball. That's it. He still has that love for the ball, even though he's not touching it. We're different animals, and we have to respect each other for being different animals. You know what I'm saying? We sometimes put our feelings on the shelf.
Where guys fuck it up is we have ego.
Yeah.
And it's
well, women have ego too. But
I think, where it always gets fucked up, and we haven't actually talked about this one instance, very important instance, when you are starting to either see someone or talk to someone or hook up with someone or whatever. Is it too soon to talk about bop, bop, bop? I say my shit right up front. And
you gotta ask me.
Yeah.
Because, like, first off, I've been in relationships where my girl...
What kind of shit are you talking about?
Like, are you monogamous? Are you looking for a relationship? Are you not looking for...
I will answer if you ask. If you don't ask...
Well, that's the thing.
Because I don't know where this is going. I don't don't want you to have my whole backstory if this is just a one-night stand. I don't need you to have that.
Well, that's my point, is that obviously you're not going to do that, like, right away. But... because
I mean, if you're saying... You say you do it up front. That's way too much information.
When I say up front, I mean, like if we've hooked up, like, 3 times... at least I'm just gonna be like, are we fucking, like, kind of thing.
I think that's way further along. 3 times you might as well figure out a schedule at this point. So yeah, like
maybe not 3 times. I'm trying to think of the last time this happened, but you know what I mean.
Are we gonna keep doing this
that's my point. Like, how long do you let that go
until you decide if you're gonna keep doing this or not? Or until they get curious enough to fucking ask you, because I'm not the type to lie. So if you ask me on the first instance, you're gonna find out. Yeah. But if you don't, I'm not gonna lie. But I will tell you when I feel is comfortable to tell you. If I feel like this thing is going on, you're gonna hear immediately about all my situations or anything that's going on in my life that it's gonna pertain you and our thing going on. But if we never decide there's a thing going on, you don't need to know me. Shit, you shouldn't even know my. You don't even have to know my name. You don't have to know my name.
I'm not gonna put a number on it, but like you're saying, until I know that this is a thing. Well, like, how long?
Guys are cool with having a fuck buddy for years and not knowing their name.
Yeah.
Because and this is typical.
I'm asking that question because I want.
No, I know. Like
people to hear.
I mean, I always tell women.
Oh, fair.
I tell women
it's not me.
I don't know, like, because you got to have respect for your own time, but. You got to respect, like, a guy does not want to be pressured.
Yeah.
Like, about that shit at all. Like, you're better off letting him do it on his terms. And if enough time passes where you don't feel like you're getting what you want, then you just start looking somewhere else or end it. Like, I think that's a better move, because if you force the guy into, like, dating you or something, it's not going to go well.
You can't force someone to date you, but you can ask
a weak guy. You can.
If you're curious, but what would then?
No, but I think it's worth a conversation of, like, hey, not trying to get serious at this moment in time, but, like, just want to know if, like.
I mean, if you're curious about that, I'm probably not yet. Like, until I decide like I want more out of this than that. Like, a guy's probably not gonna speak up. I'm satiated here.
3 times was an aggressive way.
I say like go a couple weeks.
Yeah, like a month.
Yeah, I'd say a good month in, like you can,
Yeah.
if there's a established pattern of like
If
hanging,
this is
fucking,
ongoing,
then
yeah.
like
If this,
bring it up. Be like, hey,
once
not
you decide this is
not
ongoing,
like where's this going? You have to date me right now, but like, are we like just fucking? Should I not be fucking other people? Like, what's
like after the second time, it's like, yo, so are we doing this? Are we gonna be doing this? Like usually I have like a conversation after the second. If I'm seeing you a second
after
time,
the second
we must have
time-
enjoyed this. Like me
So
personally.
you're saying second time? I said third time.
For me.
Okay.
After, because if I've seen you for a second time, there must be something interesting.
So why
You know what I'm
wouldn't you
saying?
apply that
But
to
I
everybody?
have had a lot of
Because we're
people that
talking
lost on the third time.
I'm talking about
So
women.
Okay.
Women asking that question. Guys, like as I was saying, for him, it might only take 2 times.
it might some do, and then
Might take
still
a
burn
week,
out on the third.
Might take a month, might take 2 months. You don't know.
Some the first 2 were great. The third one, something turned me off, and then that's it. So and they already know too much. Oh well, I'm not like anybody can ask me, and I'll tell them I don't go.
So how long did it take you with that chick that you ended up being with to open up and kind of be like, you're my person now? I'm going back to in college when you were with those 2 girls.
We were fucking for about a year before we decided anything was going on.
Damn.
And how'd the first time go down?
So the
Oh,
first
that-
time
was
well,
that- that
first
was
time was
the-
6 months in because she lived in New York.
Oh, okay, so it was a distance thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a distance thing, but like once we
And
started,
that
it kept going.
this isn't the girl that with the bloody sheets and
No,
stuff.
no. We never
So
went.
that was that your first time with bloody sheets?
Yeah.
Okay, and then anything up until this next like the college thing, like, or was that like what was any just kind of like people here and there?
I think I might have paid for it once.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I had to see what like.
What was that?
I mean,
like?
I don't like because I don't know any other way really. I don't know any girls that like you sticking in their butt really. You know, you can pay for that. So definitely pay for that. So I mean, you have things in your head that you want to just try. Like shit, you get sick of waiting around, and so like, fuck it. You got money. What is money for?
Hey.
Treat yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Money's to treat yourself into either experiences or things. Like I always
How
subscribe
was
for
that?
experiences.
Tremendous.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Never nutted so quick in my life. Taught me that you gotta keep your nut in control. Really gotta keep
It's
your
so
nut in
funny.
control.
You never think a hand job's good, and then you get a happy ending at a massage place, and you're like, I'm paying this money. I want to make it last, but like it's always like 30 seconds or less.
Yeah.
It's,
Well-
you're like no, mate. Oh.
No. Handy's not getting me anywhere. You gonna get bored. You gonna get carpal tunnel.
See, you think that?
You gonna get carpal tunnel doing that shit. Like
You know what the trick is though? Is they get you all wound up throughout the massage by doing things like touching your butthole. And that's, by the way, that's how they know if you're cool or not, is how you react to them touching your butthole.
you're not gonna get me to go off by touching my butthole.
No.
It can enhance things, but you ain't gonna get me off that way.
No, but I mean, like when you're laying down face down and they first run those fingers over your butthole like kind of aggressively. If you give off like, and I'm talking like if this is your butthole, they go like a
Bro,
like over. And you're like,
bro,
If you go like like they're
you
like
could be going
okay,
up,
word.
down, or and clockwise on my shit at the same time, and I ain't giving shit up.
Well,
That's not the
well,
way to
put-
do it.
I say put your money where your mouth is, sir. I'm sure they could use the business right now.
Yes. Shout out.
No, I don't want to put them out of business. The whole shop will be working on me. How do we get him to go?
Hey, if they don't make it work, then you don't have to pay for it. I mean, they've never expressed that, but I wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't feel right. That's
That's if I allegedly ever got.
like, bro.
happy
Did you hear
endings.
my first experience? I know it's work. I know I'm work. Like, did you hear? Like, yeah.
Okay, so we talked about all of those things. So how did comedy come into your life / your relationship?
So that girl that I was talking about, she kept fucking laughing. She wouldn't stop laughing. Like everything
My
I say would make her laugh. It was borderline annoying. Borderline annoying. Borderline. It's nice to be giving someone joy, but it's like, damn, am I actually funny? So then you get curious, and she kept prodding me to do it, and wherever you are out there, thank you. Kept prodding me to do it. and eventually I like people say they don't respect people that take a comedy course or whatever. I took a course, figure out what it's like. I'm not the type to just jump in like that.
That's what I did.
Yeah, I mean, I had to see what it
Cannonball.
was like. Had to see.
Cannonballed right in. Go
And
on.
I'm very glad I did. I think it saved me 2 or 3 years.
Wow, really?
Honestly, yeah. It's,
Okay.
I think it honestly saved me because there are a lot of things that I inherently picked up, but having someone help you and actually tell you what they are, like a callback.
Yeah.
Yeah, learning what I was doing
Oh, wow.
was interesting, and learning why it was funny, and like how other ways I can use it, and like different placements of it. Like you can go, it can be within the same joke. It could be 3 jokes later. It could be an ender. It doesn't. It depends on the dynamic of the comic, and learning that helped me to, I think, adapt my personality into whatever would become my comedy style, and that's where it started. A hysterical girlfriend that one day was like, "Yo, have you ever thought about doing comedy?" And then me taking a comedy course,
Yeah.
and
That's insane.
now I'm doing this
For how
instead
long?
of engineering. My parents are proud.
Yeah.
And so you weren't dating that chick, but you were just kind of like hanging out for like a year or so.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what sort of ended that? Just moving or?
No, we dated for a little while. After that, and then family life, I would say. But still cool. Don't talk much, but cool.
How long have you been doing comedy now?
So people like to argue this. I would say 2 years hard,
Okay.
like everyday type of thing.
Yeah.
Except for now in the Corona times.
Mm-hmm.
But about 5 now.
Okay.
About 5 now. I started 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I was I would do 3 days a week back then, and then I trickled off, and I come back. I do like 1 or 2 days a week. I trickle off, and I come back, and yeah, that went on for like 2 or 3 years.
Wow. Cool.
Nice.
So I mean, I would have to say that's most of me in a nutshell. I mean, discovering
You've been
these
talking
two
for an
on
hour.
the scene, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of bumped into y'all on the scene, and as you can tell, I mean, there wasn't really no sexual finding of myself. My sexuality kind of, I was always it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like 2nd grade, talking about booty cheeks. Like I never had a choice in the matter, and it kind of made me understand. Like I've always, and this is like I tell a joke about this, but like it's true. I thought I was gay for a couple of years because like I was so into ass, and all I knew about gay people was that they liked ass. So like I really like it's weird. So I grew up that way, and like I really I liked women, but like I was like, but I like butt, so I must be gay. But like I didn't coincide. Like the man butt took me a little while to understand that it had to be like
Yeah.
Anyways, but it made me understand that people don't choose their sexuality. I'm glad that out of all the things a person could be into, I mean, you got tits and anal, I think, are kind of the next 2 you go to. Like people be obsessed with pussy, but you expect them to be. You know what I'm saying? Like you like women, you like pussy, right? Next, you kind of like it's like tits, right? Right? Tits or ass. Like that's kind of the next thing. You know what I mean? And I got one of those, excessively one of those, but I got one of those.
Yeah.
I'm happy. That's something I can work with. Like there are people that are born attracted to children. Definitely a tough life to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Would not want to be in their shoes at all. You know, like they can't act on it, you know, but like there's no way for them to ever, you know, experience what the
past it.
rest of us experience. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So like it makes me feel for them in that I don't believe they should act on it anyways. That's not what I'm saying. Just saying, making me understand like a gay person that's coming out to their family and they're not accepting them, thinking that this is a choice. No, they didn't choose this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And still, at least they're that, and they're not stuck in that other person's shoes. You know what I'm saying? So I think that instead of people so much, you know, reveling in like what they don't have, just look at like, you know, even if it's in the sense that I'm looking at it, like at least, you know what I mean? But yeah, at least, at very least, you know, I wish I was 7 foot, but at least I'm 6'5". Like I would, like, you know, like there are a lot of shit in the world, but like you can at least see it half full.
Yeah.
At least, you know. It just depends on the way you want to do it. Don't let life control you. If you choose that this can be positive, then it's positive. So, I mean, my outspokenness drove me to comedy. it's positive. I'm going to look at it like it's positive. I'm not going to look at it like it's a thing that has gotten me into conflicts with a few bosses because I'm too honest. And so I tell you that this is not the way. Maybe you should upgrade your systems from paper in 2018.
Facts.
And you don't like that? All right, don't hire engineers. Us and technology are kind of synonymous. But yeah, I mean, did you guys have any other questions for me? I think we probed.
Did you want to talk about how we met you?
So this
save
is.
it.
No, we can save that one. We do one Origins all together, and we can go over that.
Okay.
Because I definitely want us to get brutal and go over our first, instances of each other.
Yeah.
Like if I was to say, I really you came off to me as the cute girl on the comedy scene that really wants to be part of a group. You wanted to have a place to belong.
A group?
You like belonging. Yeah, that's my first instance of you. I was like, yo, she wants to belong. Which some people take as a bad thing. No, some people like to feel family. Like to feel appreciated, like to feel cared for, and that's what I like.
I feel like, and we'll get into more of this on my episode, but that's I think I was doing that without knowing that I was doing that.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
And I think you've fallen in now. I think you found exactly what you were looking for in the end. You know what I'm saying? Or even that you didn't think
up until this point, comedy's been a wild ride.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it hasn't even been a full year yet, and it's been almost a year, but it's been insane. In 2 months, month and a half, it'll be a year.
And if it wasn't for that chance meeting outside of Wonder Bar, I don't think I really ever really spoken to you.
No.
I met you there too.
I saw you a couple times at Wonder Bar.
Second time.
I was gonna talk to you. You were too cute. She's so adorable. But
you know what? He didn't have snacks, but he had a blunt.
yo, you gotta give some. You gotta go sit there smile. No, hand them a blunt. Maybe they smile.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a
have something to offer,
great
guys.
I literally remember the first thing I said that won Karizmatik over instantly. It was we were outside Wonder Bar. Everyone was talking. We were talking about rating women and stuff like that. And I was smoking with them, and I was like. Yeah, I was like, see, the thing is, I don't rate women on a scale 1 to 10. You got to go 1 to 30, because a 6 is too close to a 10. And he was like, this motherfucker gets it. I like this motherfucker. I was like,
you see how simple it is to make friends with me? It's very simple, but I got to find you interesting. A 30 scale is very interesting. That person has put thought into that fucking thing. No matter what that scale looks like.
1 to 10 is ugly bitches. 11 to 20 is aight bitches. And 21 to 30 is hot bitches.
And 25 is aight looking aight bitches.
Because you know what I mean. I learned that from Patrice. Because it's you think about it. If you go a chick's a 6, and then this other chick's a 9, but it's a 6 and a 9 that's really close.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
I know a chick that
it doesn't leave open for because your 6 might be different from my 6. So it's by going 30 you can kind of stretch that out. And if you go someone hot if we go Scarlett Johansson, we go she's a 25. It's
25, easily 27.
Shut up, bitch.
Usually 27.
You ain't trying to fuck Scarlett Johansson?
I'd fuck Scarlett
we have to
Johansson.
be fair, because this is the thing that you don't understand too. There's not a true 10 or a true 30.
Yeah.
That's not a true 30.
And I think he's coming close. I give her a 24, 23. Yeah.
Really?
She's up there.
I was being nice.
Yeah, she's up there, but
because ready, what would you give Angelina Jolie on?
I would not put her in the hot girl column.
5.
5.
Wow.
I don't find her hot.
Really? See, that's what's crazy is a lot of people would put her at 25.
A lot of people like skinny. I like healthy. You dig what I'm saying?
What is Angelina Jolie?
She comes off. She's really, really, really skinny. I'm always every time I see her.
I think she's I'm talking about her in how old is she?
Anytime I see her,
36 year old.
In her
What's
Mr. and Mrs. Smith days.
What's that one with the gun where they're doing that gun twisting thing? Where the bullets are curving and shit.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
No. I know what he's talking about. What is it? It's not.
Spy movie.
Eagle. I don't know. It's got some weird fucking name.
Yeah,
it's not Eon Flux, but it's got some.
The
goofy
bullets
name.
turn and shit in this
thing. Yeah, it's
thing,
curve the bullets.
Yeah. So there's one scene where she gets out of a pool and she's wearing nothing. You see her body and she's covered in tats. And I'm like, someone feed her. My first instinct, I was like, yo, cause
See, I'd put her at about a 20 personally.
No, you see, like I completely understand. She's not my type.
That's fair. So
Not my
So see,
type.
like that augments it too. So then, okay, give me another like famous actress or something, someone we both know. But
So like I would give Megan. So like I like to do this. I like to do the 2 Megan test.
okay. Ooh, I like
Megan
this.
Fox and Megan Good.
Which one's Megan Good?
Wait, which one's the one from you know who Megan? You don't know who
I know
Megan
Megan
Good
Fox.
Is? All right,
Which
you know
one's-
Megan Fox. Oh, that's the right Megan. Megan Good is the one for. Have you ever seen Stomp the Yard?
Yes.
The main piece in that or whatever. What's something more recent? Y'all don't know Megan Good?
I'll know her face.
Um,
It's just I don't know what. Yeah, pull.
I haven't seen any of her recent works.
Stomp the yard. I saw. What's he doing? Stomp in the yard. Oh, this is okay.
2 different Megans.
Very two, and that's why I like to. That's why I call it the 2 Megan test.
Wait, pull that back up for me.
2
Okay.
drastically. It's a white Megan.
All
It's a
right,
black
so
Megan.
wait, hit me with your Megan Fox.
My Megan Fox. I give her a. $20.
Really?
Yeah.
She's,
Megan Fox, I
she's
give her
near
20.
Scarlett Johansson for me.
Yeah,
no.
same for me. I said Scarlett's like
Scarlett's a
Scarlett's
bit
hotter. Yeah.
I
Scarlett's
said
a little bit
near,
hotter.
not the same.
fair.
Yeah, she's 20. Scarlett Johansson's 23.
I would say 20, especially if I don't see her weird toe thumbs.
I don't think she's an I-8 bitch though.
Here undo your thing.
Megan Good, I give her 24.
Let me see. Yeah, I would say I would put her dead even with Scarlett Johansson for me.
There you go. I'd put her right above Scarlett. She has more figure than Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson?
She has more shape than Scarlett Johansson. Then there's also Gabrielle Union. Love that girl. Oh my God, Gabrielle Union.
But you see the scale, it's a lot more fair.
But then I
really
like I say healthy because like I like Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
I would put her at like 22. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
so
like
that's right in the sweet spot right there.
you know what I'm saying? She's like right there. She like her. I would have her and Scarlett Johansson fight it out.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be a good like fight for 23. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that'd be good. But like the
Give
dimensions
me
are different. She's pretty
give-
skinny
give
and
me
the
like a
Scarlett has a little more
15
curve.
for you.
A 15. That's hard because celebrity names. I don't memorize them. Can I just say Jessica Biel like 26, 27 even?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's fucking fine.
she is.
Ariana
bad.
Grande is pretty cute too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd put her super high.
I'd
but
give her like a 19.
really.
Yeah, because
She's an I-8 bitch?
she comes off. She's
No,
very
she's-
pretty.
She's a very pretty eye bitch.
She's coming off very pretty, but the rest of her,
Oh, you know
she
what?
comes off as a teenage girl. She looks like
Yeah.
a teenage
Okay.
girl
You know what? That's
body wise
fair.
to me.
I swear, 'cause
and
she also
that
wears
is-
a
that is
fuck ton of
repulsive.
makeup too. Like if you see
I
her without
find
makeup, she's
her
very
body
impressive.
frame is just it looks
Yeah.
like a child to me.
Yeah,
It really
it's a-
does.
it's
and I
a
could
little
not-
boy.
Lip
Yeah,
all
she's-
this shit.
So like no. I don't think there's anything wrong in saying that. I'm saying her body type to me looks like a child. It looks like a child to me.
Yeah.
I could not see like I can't
see her on
sexualize her at
19.
all. So
That's
like
fair.
she stays in the cute realm. You're right.
That's
You know
fair.
you're cute.
Okay.
She's a very good looking girl facially, but body wise, I'm just like yo. Like,
Meryl Streep, obviously at 29.
hands down. Yeah. No. Who's 15? I mean, Ariana gotta give me her a 19. That kind of tells you where things fall, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick out.
She's
who's
super pretty, and that's why she got that far up.
fucking Hermione Granger. Where you put that bitch?
Shit. 15.
15. Yeah. Right.
Shit.
When we were, I feel
15.
like she was.
No.
Her hotness.
10.
No. She's a 15. She's
Her
a 15.
hotness decreased drastically when she started dating
She was
herself.
She was like a. It's funny because it was like we were all young, like when Harry Potter was big, and I remember like we'd all have like a big crush on like Hermione, like it was like, oh my god, okay, well all the white kids had a big crush on Hermione and
Really?
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Hermione was like what we all like. Well, yeah, she's a hot bitch. It was like she got hot. She like hit a peak where it was like, oh man, she's hot. And then after Harry Potter, it just like kept declining. And she cut her hair short, and it was like wasn't doing it for me at all.
See, like, I feel like, so I always loved, like, teenage girls when I was younger.
Yeah.
I loved them when I was, so I always kind of like girls, like, I was always age appropriate when I was younger, I guess. Well, when you're younger, you're not supposed to like girls that old, much old. But anyways, don't matter. But what I was trying to say was, I don't think I remember what I was trying to say. Shit. Oh no. So about Hermione Granger, you were going on. At that time, what I found what I found attractive was so do you guys ever watch Bring It On?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the dark-haired girl from Bring It On? What's her name?
I don't know. I was more of a Xena Princess Warrior guy myself.
Well, okay. The girl that followed her around, I remember thinking was pretty hot. What was her name?
Oh, and
See,
Xena?
I don't do any names.
I
You
can't
see?
remember
I'm
that bitch's name,
terrible.
dude. That's
Hollywood
fucking
will hate
that's
me,
so old.
man. Dushku.
Eliza
Oh,
Dushku.
Eliza Dushku.
Did you know that she's from Watertown?
I did not.
Mhm.
I thought she was very pretty, and I think she's also the reason I also think you're
We
very pretty.
had
You
the
guys have the
same
very similar, like
teachers.
you guys similar features. You guys do have some similar features.
Well, we had
but
the
like,
same teachers, is what
oh,
I said.
teachers? No, like
Suzanne
like
features.
the, I've always had a thing for like the darker hair and like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I
Mhm.
see similarities. But yeah,
Yeah.
so like at the
I'm a
time, like
Flava
you guys
bitch.
thought like she was hot, like Hermione was hot. I thought she was like to die for.
Well, I guess fair.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I don't Hermione. I would never
What are
found her
guys like?
attractive.
I don't know.
Never found Hermione attractive. Who did I? Oh, the girl from. Well, that's never mind. That's neither here nor there. I was an adult for that. So I was gonna say for Game of
Origin
Thrones.
story,
Everybody
remember?
thinks she's hot.
Which one?
White hair,
Khaleesi.
Khaleesi. Yeah,
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
yeah, she's pretty hot.
Smash.
Anyways,
23.
The Sansa bitch is pretty
Origin
smashing
story.
too. I like her.
are we gonna
Give her
clip this
20.
at origin story?
Yeah,
We can continue this
I think we
conversation
can-
off mic.
Yeah.
I think we can wrap up this. I mean, if you would hit that music. But I mean, I hope you guys had an interesting, great time, learning about me. Got some laughs in at me. I mean, I'm sure I'll be hearing about this later. Yeah, so I think choose my ass obsession is just part of me. Love me for it or hate me for
You're
it.
just born with it.
Just born with it. I do what I can for
Which
it.
I think I'm finding more and more that is just, you're right on that. Just people are born just with that shit. Because, like, I can't even explain, like I don't have anything in my, like, when we get into my stuff, like, the stuff I'm into, I don't know, I didn't have any kind of, like, experience where I'm like, that influences
Nobody
that.
poked
Like,
me in the booty or anything. No, like
I typically date chicks older than me, but, like, I don't know, like, the first chick I fucked was, like, 2-3 years older.
This is
than
the
me, but
outro, not the
whatever.
intro to your
I know,
story.
we're
yeah,
rapping.
but like it could be.
Hey,
But thank you for joining us. I've been your boy Karizmatik.
I've been Irish O'Neal.
Peace.
Terrorizes minds of an awkward white young and KKK loves it. Shit is disgusting. Are you sure this the place you won't be locked up in? When your heart's pumping fast from combat with the roughest, you sure you can keep your brain from crumbling? Keep it structured. Killers is cold, man. You probably got a bitch for soul. You fuck nigga. You way too humane for this place. Even the Vatican got a bank full of francs for his ways. The Pope's just another G hugging his block. So what you